Hello all, it's Debbie with the Uptown Bug. I'm listing in my jammies today, and I don't know why, I can't walk by glassware sometimes in the thrift store, even though I'm not a fan of shipping it and packing it and dealing with it. It's harder to photograph, it's a pain in the ass to pack. But anyway, here we are, and I'm proud of myself. I'm getting all my glassware out of the way today, so it'll be all ready to go. As I list it, I package each piece of glass as I'm going to ship it, or as if I'm going to ship it. And so it's all bubble wrapped, it's got foam, I put it in boxes, I put a label on the box as to what it is, and then when it sells, it's just a matter of grabbing it and putting a label on it, and it's ready to go. I also am really bad at guesstimating on weight and size, so if I've got it all boxed and ready to go, the information in my listing as to weight and box size and everything is accurate, so I'm not losing money on shipping. But what I wanted to talk to you about was the difference in peanuts. So you know, I assume, that you should never use newspaper or wadded up newsprint or tissue paper as packaging with fragile items. It doesn't absorb the shock, number one, so if the sides of the box are hit, it transfers the pressure of that hit into the box rather than repelling it. Whereas if it's packed with good foam, it's got some give, so when it's impacted, it bounces, the pressure bounces back out, so you're less likely to have your item break. And we all know what happens to newsprint and newspaper when it gets wet. If it happens to get damp, if it's snowing in your area or wherever you're shipping it to, or it's raining, more and more UPS and FedEx are leaving packages at somebody's door. So even if it's not directly in the rain, it could be absorbing rain. But I wanted to talk to you about the difference in packing peanuts. These S-shaped peanuts, the pink ones and the green ones, are extruded foam. So it's foam that's just been shoved out of a machine, just like one of those cookie dough makers that you squeeze and it pushes the shapes out. So these are foam rubber. These, which you'll find quite commonly, are not the same. These are very poor quality. They do not protect your stuff properly. And they're made out of an extruded product. This is similar to a Cheeto, a cheese puff without the cheese. And if you put one of those cheese puffs on your tongue, you know what happens to it. It dissolves. So I'm going to put some of these each in water. There's water in these little saucers, and you can kind of see what happens. These, I believe, are made out of the same product as that, but we'll see. Put those in water and put the green foam in water. Because these S-shaped ones are made out of foam, I do not believe they will absorb the water. I think that they'll maintain their integrity. So when you look at these, if I press on this, you see how much bounce back there is from that foam? I mean, it cracked, and it's still got all of that bounce back. So that's going to repel the force of any hits that your package would take. Let's try this one now. If I do this, what happens is the foam compresses. So there's a little bit of bounce back, but not near what it is with the other foam. And this, oh yeah, same as the white, a little bit of bounce back, but not near what the actual foam is. And then again, like the pink ones, this one's got the maximum. These are denser. The pink ones and these green ones are denser than these. So let's look now at what's happened in the water. Okay, you can see that has water on it, but the water is beating up, it's repelling the water. So if my package gets damp, I have the same integrity I started out with when I very first packed it if I use these foam chips. These, exactly the same. There's water on there, but the water is beaded up. So again, my package has maintained its original integrity. These, you can see, are dissolving. Just like a Cheeto would in your mouth, that's dissolved. So if this is sitting on somebody's porch and it's damp outside, it's raining, even if that's undercover, and it absorbs the humidity, and these things love to absorb the humidity, what you have is a mess. Now let's see these. These ones I wasn't sure about whether they would dissolve or maintain. Okay, they're not as bad as the white ones, but they have absorbed some of the water and are flattening out. So I have a feeling if I left these longer, these would actually dissolve eventually, just not as fast as those ones. But that's, I mean, if that's damp and it takes a hit, there's not much there to protect your package. So be careful when you're packaging your glassware. Look for foam, not these, I call them Cheetos because they're corn and rice based, wet, they dissolve. And actually, if you end up with a lot of, if you buy stuff and you end up with these, they're really good fertilizer in your garden. Pack them around your plants. They make a great mulch, and they do fertilize it a bit because it is a food-based product, so it does fertilize. These, that's not enough for protection for me. That I would not be comfortable using those on glassware. And again, these, like the first pink ones there, have maintained their integrity. So, not all foam is the same. Make sure when you're packing your items that you use good quality foam and your stuff will stay safe. Thanks. Get listing for Q4. Get to it.